Hey everyone, Passmore here, and welcome to the last video of Stafford Case. Well, this game in particular. So today we're going to do the side story preparations. Case 5. I already did it. So let's do it. Good job, you two. Let's finish the investigations there for today. We'll finish up what we've been preparing when you get back, Brian. Understood. Not trick. Be ready for 6 o'clock. Don't forget, you'll see us support. Alright. Well then, I'll see you at the restaurant tonight, Brian. Indeed. See you then. Seems like things have settled into their places to a certain extent. There are certainly a good deal of fewer incidents occurring in the unraveled division compared to before. Has it really been a month since that case? Not trick. Shut up, phone. Not trick. At our company dinner tonight, what would you like to eat? How about we make it something special that we don't usually go for? Then that means we splurge and go for something other than chips or Indian for the first time in a while. Though I can't make any promises regarding taste. Yeah, sounds good to me. I see the project's on his mind again. He should give his thoughts a break from time to time. I mean, you can't blame him. Huh? Brian? Was that? Was that the Trump Tower Theater? Looks like they're getting it ready to go again. Yeah? But last I saw, the banner's been taken down. They were. However, no. Maybe it'd be better if I took advantage of the situation. What do you mean? We still have time before our appointment, right? Pardon? Yeah, about 2 hours or so. Well then, how about we play hooky, as you say, Sarge? Imagine playing this before Case 5. Oh my god, it's you two! It's you two! Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh my gosh. Hi Aston, how are you doing? Don't you think we have disputes regarding plagiarism? Should be fine, no? It's not like they pay us much heed anyway. What's the subject of discussion here? What? He's not here to arrest you, I think. Did you calm down, Aston? Calm down. Why are you crying? My deepest apologies. We have no intentions of ignoring copyright laws. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Well, no copyright law in the universe is gonna stop me. Where's that attitude? Maybe if you had blue quills instead of blue hair, I don't know, you'd say that. Detective Brian, it's been far too long. I must thank you again for before. And who's that with you? Detective Case, yes? That's right. I had no idea you remembered me, though. Are you still crying? You know, you kind of look like Aqua from Konosuba when you do that. Yes, I just watched season 3. Very nice. My apologies for barging in like this. I just saw that the door was open and... Just so I'm remembering right, the man with the particular hairdo was Frederick Vernon, making the woman behind him also Aston. During Note's first case upon arriving in London, these were two of our prime suspects. I see the two of you are still around. When I saw that banner had been taken down, I thought that was the end of... I thought that was the... Okay. I thought that was the end of Trump Tower. Oh my god. Why? You freaking guys, man. Actually, we haven't been here in quite some time. The process of acquiring the rights to the theater have been a long and arduous one, keeping us away until recently. We're thinking of clearing away the cobwebs with practice before starting the show once more. After trying out this and that, we found that this is all we've got going for us. Thus the particular look. I do remember Vernon despising this getup. Still, with all that happened, it's probably gonna be hard to continue under the name Trump Tower. Man. Nah. That's why we were just thinking of a new name for the circus. Why not the BBC? Or the BBBC. The Very, Very Big Circus. Or the... Why call it a circus? Just call it a carnival. Maybe call it an act, I don't know. And since I have ice and Freddie Handel's Fire, a song of ice and fire, what do you think? It does sound catchy, but I feel like I heard it somewhere before. There's a famous theater that goes by that exact name. Then a dance of fire and ice? Sonic Boom Fire and Ice. Changing a single word makes it feel even more like plagiarism. No other choice then. We'll just have to go with the name I picked. Huh? No, but we... Man, they got real lazy with this one, but... From this point forward, we are the CDA, the Chaos Darkness Apocalypse. Boy. I mean, I'd cry too. So is the popsicle. He doesn't give a shit. You know, if you can just ask him to make a better name for you all. He would probably come up with a better name. Probably. Doesn't feel like the best of names to me. Let's see. Icy Heart Set Ablaze? Let me just think of some names, okay? There's no gameplay in this segment, okay? The best I could do is, you know, For engagement, think of a name. Let's see. Huh. Nah, I got nothing. I don't know. Fire cream? Popsifier? The icy clove and the fiery jack? Wait a minute. Yeah. Fire Freddy and Ice Queen. I don't know. Not good. Very not good. Once you hear the philosophy that inspired the name, you will think twice about it. Fire Diamond and Ice Clove. Fire Diamond? Or is it Diamond Fire? I don't know. Seriously. Why can't I stop thinking of names? I mean, I'm bad at names. That's why my Overwatch name is Bad with Names. Literally. Let's see. Come on. Okay, last one. I promise. Last one, okay? On my 2,000 hours of TF2. Okay? I promise. The Blazing Chiromancers. I don't know. Okay, that's enough. On my 2,000 hours of TF2. Okay? And my 400 hours of Overwatch? No, I imagine hearing that only makes it worse. You think? Thank you. I almost became the White Angel of Chaos, Darkness, Apocalypse. Actually, that's pretty nice. Yeah, well, sounds like you two almost had a real problem on your hands. Well, I guess we've got time to think about the name. After all, we got a lot of other things to prepare for the performance. A rather enjoyable concern to have in the end. Not wrong. It's all thanks to you, Detective Brian. Without the help of the Bureau employee, we would never have been allowed to use our skills during a performance again. I'm glad to have been of help. I'd actually love to continue helping, but that'd be quite difficult for the foreseeable future. Investigations, right? Actually, the rate of phenomena-related cases have taken a steep decline, so we've been redirecting our efforts as of late. Ah, I see that your efforts are paying dividends then. Pardon? Rumors are circulating. People tell of the Stafford investigators now, able to use their skills to catch criminals in an instant. That's probations. I think it's acting as a deterrent, and that's why your cases are dropping. You think? There are, of course, those who speak ill of the people who work at the Bureau, but you've got some people rooting for you too. Well, that's reason to give thanks. Well, we're keeping you busy people far too long. From here on out, we'll rely on our own strength to pull through, so don't worry about us. With that name, I'd worry about you even more. Come on, man. I mean, then again, you're taking that from a guy called Pesmori, which is a bad name. Whoever came up with that name, I don't know, should have dropped out of college. Freaking dumbass. Well, I wish nothing but success for the opening of your new theater. Shall we ask for Miss Geller's opinion on the new name for the circus? Oh ho, that's quite the good idea. You can really do that? Detectives, is it possible for you two to meet with Miss Geller? We can. Since Detective Case here has recently taken charge of the business, he's able to involve himself in such things within reason. Imagine, it's like, sir, why must you see Julia Geller? She has killed a guy, right? It's like, oh, you see the circus. Their name is too shitty, okay? The name should be illegal. It's like, come on, man. They won't approve of that. Then please do it as a favor for us. We have no means of getting in touch with her. But of course, there would be no way for an outsider to get in contact with Julia Geller since she's involved in the project. Wait a sec. I have a letter that I wrote before. Could you pass it along to Julia as well? Note? Should be fine, though you probably won't get a reply. Thank you. Give me 3 minutes. Wait here. Wait up. I'll grab mine too. On merely mentioning Julia Geller, the cold atmosphere thawed. Seems as though they were deliberately avoiding the topic. If the new theater does well enough, maybe even Julia Geller will have a place to return to. That would be nice for her. Detective Brian, seems like we're getting rather famous too. Indeed. From the infamous Wood case and all the social ramifications that came with it, to the increase in arrests since your arrival, I guess that's sort of a given. Fewer cases is a good thing at the very least. Seems like information regarding your skill and Detective Siena's skill may get out in the open though. From now on, even when we do uncover who the culprit is, we have to stop info about your skills from leaking. That's certainly a possibility. I'll pass that along to Siena. This is all the fruits of our hard labor over a very long time. Shall we be happy with this? So we should be happy with this. So why think of the negative side effects first? He's filled with a lot of holes in his game since arriving. He's become a proper sergeant. What? But because of that, I'm quite nervous. Detective Siena, any problems on your end? Note, I interrogated the teacher like you asked, but she says she'd rather die than give up her accomplice. What do I do? Does it sound like she's afraid of this accomplice? No, it feels like she wants to remain loyal to whoever it is. Then use those shoes from before and interrogate some of the students. You think a student might have been her accomplice? Wait, more importantly, what's this about shoes? That's for you to figure out. After all, you've got to get used to working solo from now on. You've gone full sergeant mode on us these days. All the cutesy energy is gone. I was never cutesy. Yeah, I guess you got me there. Well then, I'll see you at dinner. So? Sorry, I only heard the last part. Could you say that again? So? I guess I heard correctly the first time. Would you mind giving me a subject you'd like my thoughts on? Those two before. Anything stand out? Just that they seem better off than I imagined, and I'm glad for them. I knew before, but it never stopped surprising me. It's just how much you keep in touch with those involved in our cases. Quite the chore, huh? Well, as you very well know, it's more like a hobby to me. Come to think of it, there are 2 other stops I'd like to make. Are we going to see others from cases past? We are. I just want to stop by and say hi to them before we leave the area. Wow. Okay. The people you know. So I'd appreciate it if you join me. Why, you ask? So that the artists don't have to make any new portraits or the story writers have to make any new characters. So, hooray! Alright, no skin off of my back. Thank you. So the place we'll head to first is... yeah, chronologically, of course. We start with the case 1, then case 2, then case 3. Wait, hold on. I can't hide, I can't hide, I can't hide. Yeah, you've got I can't remember the words. Relatable. Ahem, ahem. Na 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 na. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna. Ah, nice to meet you. Hey, look, it's the Ace Attorney reference. We got a better view of it. I just realized, are these eyes, or is it just the shine of the cage? I don't know, man. It's been a while. I see it's the both of you today. Hey, I'm not really familiar with the song, but I am quite the Beatles fan. Wait, is that actually the Beatles? Am I gonna be copyright claimed again? Who isn't? And for your information, the part you forgot before was... Stop! You should know! From what you saw, I'd like us to pretend the last 20 seconds never happened. Is that some of the business that brings you here today? I told you I didn't need your help anymore. That's good to hear. Lisa Moko, the handler of creatures and person dragged into a murder investigation after being used by the criminal to commit his crime during the Woods case. Miss Moko, I see you continued your work here at Woods. Yes, as unfortunate as that may be, I haven't found a new job yet. So, what are you doing exactly? That's why the last time I stopped by, I connected you with a number of companies I knew. Did none of them work out? Those places, we failed to reach an agreement regarding work hours. After all, I have to be here once a day to manage this place. If I were unable to make it back, all the creatures here would die. After all, the president, the vice president, even the other despicable human are all gone. It seems as though the investigator who brought up this place had no intention of actually running it himself. So I've got no other alternatives. I wonder who she's referring to. Big ass forehead. If it's alright, I could always... No. This is not your job, detective. Indeed. Regardless, this job is not so simple that I could leave it in the hands of someone so untrained. I just hope the man sells these creatures quickly. I had no idea Lisa Moko would be the one to take charge of this place. After all, Woods is the origin of the controversy surrounding the creature issue. I imagine she'd want to distance herself from this place as quick as possible. I know the thought is slightly rude, but it is rather surprising. That's rather surprising. I figured you'd be out of here with without hesitation the moment you could. Pardon? I mean, yes, I'm surprised as well. These beasts, I never thought their fate was any of my concern. In the end, I spent more time with these animals more than my own mother, so it seemed I formed a hateful sort of affection for them. That's quite sad. Or perhaps I just want to release some of the guilt I've been feeling. Guilt? Are you sure I can't be of some help? Pardon? If you'd only take back what you said, I'll spread the word about these creatures to some companies that might be interested in buying them. Well then, I take it back. Actually, please, I could use the help. Indeed, I'll send some letters off tomorrow. Wow, the lack of responsibility I saw during the case has disappeared. That's why I brought note in the first place. But what could have caused such a drastic change in her? Wait, I'm sorry, what? Wait, so this is wait, what? Hold on, what? I'm so confused. Wait, when does this take place again? Wait, no. It's like no, this case is supposed to be when notes the sergeant, right? But like, why the fuck is he here? Okay, no. You know what? I'm sorry. I should have just continued and see what happens from here. Maybe I am just rushing into things like a jackass. Which always happens. Anyway. Thank you for coming to see me, Miss Moko. Why exactly did you call me in here by myself? They ruled I was innocent in this. Wait a minute, I'm such a jackass. This was 1 hour after the case was closed. Like, of course he'd still be alive. I'm such a jackass. I mean, what do you expect from the guy who came up with the name Pesmori? I had no idea about any of it. That goes for the crime Hawes committed and what happened at the basement. Yes, I am aware. Of course I am. That's why I wanted to meet with you. Pardon? Miss Moko, I have a favor to ask. I have a few reporter friends and I'd like you to make a statement to them, just as I've written right here. It's nothing much. It merely says that the underground experiments were strictly a woods thing, brought on by pure dogma, and that our bureau employees brought the corpses to the light of day. Something like that. I told you before, I knew nothing about what was going on in the basement. I couldn't have known whether it was dogma or whatever drove those atrocities. Of course you knew nothing. That's why I was kind enough to bring you a script, no? So you're asking me to put in a good word about the Bureau, yes? Oh, I really don't think I need to repeat myself. My apologies, but I don't want to further involve myself with this. I have no reason for cooperating with you. Do you really want to believe that? Pardon? You say you're innocent, but I do believe it was on your orders that the creature went for the victim. But Hoss tricked me! Yet you hid the truth from my detectives. Plus, are we supposed to just take you at your word that you knew nothing of the basement? No, that's the God-honest truth. Of course I believe you. However, What do you think the innocent civilians who are going to get dragged into this case will feel? I'm sure they already know quite a lot about your sins. Even if you claim you're innocent, do you think they'll take that as the truth? Isn't it better to be a conscientious objector than one defamed by false accusations? Thus, Miss Moko, I only have one favor to ask. I have a few reporter friends, and I'd like you to make a statement to them, just as I've written it right here. You said that exact same thing a moment ago. You think I've forgotten? It's alright. The answer will be different this time. If I do as you say, what would you do for me? Miss Moko, I love people like you who have zero moral code. People like you are cheap. At the time, if I turned him down, would the case surrounding the president have just gone away? If so, then my little guy might not have been put down, and maybe I'd have been able to forget about this place and start over. I can't believe he's helping me with employment and now creature buyers. Why is this guy Brian helping even? I don't get it. Seriously, I'm surrounded by people I just don't understand. Still, with his help, it'll be goodbye to this place. Really goodbye. Hey Anderson, I told you to stop coming out of your cage whenever you want. Stop following me around like this. Just stay back. Because of me, you're gonna be sold somewhere and you'll never know a life of peace. They're always going to judge you. Just like me. Just like the staffers. Hey, I said stop following me. I'm serious. Do you never do what you're told? You're a lot like your previous master, aren't you? Yeesh. The case at the residence left a lasting impression on me. Sorry about all that back then. No, I don't mean it was a particularly bad impression. Actually, I should like to thank you. I don't remember doing anything deserving of thanks, but I'm glad you feel that way. But why are we here exactly? Ellie moved out and someone else lives here now, to save on resources. I didn't bring you here today to go inside. Ladies and gentlemen, treasures and goods that will make your deepest wishes come true. As expected, here once more today. I see we have no buyers interested in power overwhelming. Willie Montag. He's the man who provided us with information during our case at the Miller residence. We did catch him for his act of theft, but the wife of the deceased took it easy on him, so he avoided prosecution. What is that? What was that? Been a while. Finally, a man attracted by this sort of... Oh, fuck! Wait. What are the two of you doing here? I don't know. What was that hat he's in by? Willie Montag, that's what I'd like to ask you about. What's going on here exactly? Just a small job I do on the side. As you can see, I am on business. Doesn't look like much business from where I'm standing. One Montag has been selling his collection at this spot every week. I have. Ever since the incident, I can't even stand looking at stuff. Understandable. Thus, I've been selling the pieces in my collection on the side. As you both know, my pieces are all rated unarmed, so this is far from illegal activity. Okay. But why sell them at this spot in particular? Hasn't the new owner of this place have anything to say on the matter? The buyer went back on the deal. I'm not sure if rumors of the staff pizza are spreading, but quite a number of people interested in staff have been dropping by to have a look. It's been quite a long time since the old shed was demolished and the new one was built, so no one believes it. Thus, I'm here selling my collection to the people coming to get a look. After all, tourists are apt to open their wallets. I just want to save money. I just want to make some money like this. And after that, I'm going to buy this house. You want a what now? Peter was a friend, but I did things I shouldn't have. I can't stop thinking about it. I want to apologize, even if it's too late for Peter and his wife are long gone. At this rate, the house is going to be demolished to make room for a new one, but I can't let that happen. In the end, I have far too little shame. So if one day Peter's wife were to come back, I'd like the house to remain intact for her. I understand the sentiment, Mr. Montag, but aren't you quite poor? You've got me there, but not to the extent that makes the purchase completely out of the question. After all, my collection actually fetches a higher price than you might think, and the house is losing value every time I visit. Recently, I heard rumor of strange people lurking about, so I think it's gonna become even more affordable. Strange people? Indeed, I heard people of wearing strange clothes, saying rather strange things. And those rumors... Wait a minute. Are they... I have a feeling I might know who they are. I have a feeling. Willie Montag. Don't you think they might be about you? Mr. Montag, don't you think the rumors might be about you? Pardon? Then, do you think if I do even weirder things, the price of the house will fall lower? This sudden shift in his line of thinking. I'm not sure if there won't be any legal ramifications. Pardon me? Pardon me? I see you have a customer. If you wouldn't mind. Now then, I can see you're a man after a great deal of might. What can I help you with? You absolute tosser! The stuff you sold me is a heap of scrap. Don't be absurd, my good man. You must be mistaken. This doll, you said it would respond to any question in a flash, but it's just spouting gibberish. I mean, it's answering questions. It's just not answering them correctly. It's like asking a 2-year-old, like, what's your favorite color? And in response, so, you know, it's like gibberish, but like, it's an answer. I asked it where I might find some buried gold, and it named some off area that doesn't exist. I mean, okay. And I asked Google Maps for the walking direction of a place, and it told me to turn on the highway on foot. So, like, you know, glitches and bitches might happen. That's what happens when you ask the doll something it hasn't been properly trained in. Like ChatGPT. What's that supposed to mean? It's speaking total nonsense. But after hearing such nonsense, did you not find yourself motivated to get out there? No, it Impossible simply isn't a word in your vocabulary. A report. That's it. I'll report you to the authorities. My most sincere apologies. Maybe this might interest you instead. It's a cloak that makes you completely invisible. For like 2 seconds. Let's take a look then. I think he'll find himself in jail faster than he finds himself in the house, don't you think? I was having the exact same thought. Let's head back. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey. Wait, what happens if I save here? Okay, the background still moves. Okay. Is there no one else you'd like to visit? Indeed. The only people I keep regular tabs on are the ones you've just met. Why them in particular? That's a lie. Do you believe so? People call on the phone for your help almost every day, but the people today were acting as if they haven't seen you in a while. On top of that, those were all people involved in the cases I've worked. Specifically, they were all involved in the cases that our previous sergeant tried to meddle in. Remarkable. And here I was thinking I'd pull the wool over your eyes for at least a few moments. Seems like I did nothing of the sort. So, your thoughts? What was all this for? What answer are you expecting exactly? Funin and Aston are starting up a new circus. Moko is beginning to take responsibility, and Montag is still far too immature. But he's decided to atone for his sins in his own peculiar way. Sergeant Redfins, ex-Sergeant Redfins, believed that those people would be unable to accept the truth regarding the individual cases. Yet in each case, they tried to move past this. Just as you say. I don't know about Montauk though. And what was her name? And the wife? Yeah. Nah. You know? Oh, Ellen. Yeah, Ellen, where the hell is she even? I just wanted to hear that you realized that. I see. Thank you. It does make me feel a little better. That's a lie. On what are you basing that on? Just a feeling. Not a bit of logic holding it up. So I can't really refute it. So which part of it rubs you the wrong way? I don't believe your line of thinking to be wrong. In the end, it may just be a matter of dumb luck, but if I had hidden the truth back then, those people wouldn't exist right now. Just like I changed during my time here, they've changed as well. In that sense, I may have made the correct choice regarding those people we met today. But that only goes for the versions of them we met today. We're here. Thanks for the ride. You're already looking out for Thena as well, so I can't let you drive on top of that. It's really nothing. I'll drive tomorrow. No, it's quite alright. It's already decided that Thena's doing the driving. Is that right? Then I'll be headed underground for something I've got to see. It may be a bit late, so you all head on to the restaurant first. Indeed. We'll be waiting. Hey, Elroy. Well then, are you ready? Oh, wait, is he on his way? Yep, 10 seconds left. 5, 4, 3... He's here! Reaching far across these new frontiers. Mr. Elroy, state the password. Quickly! Venice! Wayla! Yep, that is correct. This skill usage does not count towards your 1 every 15-day limit. Whew! These moments are always so nerve-wracking. These moments are always so nerve-wracking. The time difference in predicted arrival was -2 seconds. The time it took between arrival and password transmission was 4 seconds. As expected, the window of error for under 12 hours is minimal. We'll have to try longer. We have to try for longer next time. Well then just leave that to me, bro. Surf's up, dude. Okay. Well, good work on this one. Anything crazy happen in the future 12 hours? Haha, you expect to change in a measly 12 hours. I mean, I'm as healthy as always. However, I never tried to hone my skill to the second mark before, so it's been quite nerve-wracking as I said. So, what's the point in honing accuracy like this? Mr. Elroy's skill, if honed, can be used to prevent a number of accidents. However, this facility limits the use of his skill once every 15 days. However, when he uses his skill for public interests, we can give Mr. Elroy a code. The password corresponds to the time he's to come back to. Password, like the word Venice he said before. Venice is the password for 5:30 p.m. of this very day. I got all the passwords written in this file. 5:30 Venice, 5:31 future, 5:32 intersection. The password changes every minute, so using this, we can prevent Elroy from using his skill as he sees fit. Yet, this method requires the person who gives Mr. Elroy his passwords to memorize one password for every minute of the day, which is 1,440 passwords a day. We can't be having errors in this system, though. Wait, hold on, let me do the calculation. Is that correct? Okay, so there are 60 seconds in a minute, so that's in an hour, so 3,600 times 24. Wait, what? Wait, it's minutes, so 60 times 24. Oh yeah, okay, that checks out. Just being accurate, I guess, I don't know. How many other eccentric people do we have like you who are capable of such a feat? I initially had one person password every 30 seconds, but the cabinet secretary insisted it be 1 per minute. Then you're concerned by the possibility that Elroy might exploit the system to overuse his skill? I mean, if this is the system that man wants to set up, even if it takes some time, it can stop some rather dire situations from happening. That's right. That goes for Project Tetrapod as well. We have to design these systems so they follow the will of the cabinet secretary, allowing none others to get involved. As expected, if it's ever to be possible to finish the job, if it's ever going to be possible to finish this job, I'm gonna need more people. Maybe in the sequel, I don't know. What now? Sauce! Yeah, nice argument, bro. What? Of course! Mr. Elroy, when are you traveling back from? 10 days in the future. I came back as far as I could travel. Unfortunately, Source is the password for 2 minutes from now. That's unfortunate. You're hereby banned from using your skill for the next 15 days. And since you're off by 2 minutes, please note that even if you were to repeat a password in the next 2 minutes, it'll be invalid. If you were to make a mistake, I know. Ha! I'm the only one who made a mistake, so why is it you guys who look so down at the dumps? I know what's going on, but don't you worry, bro. Right. "10 days. That's the big jump in timing. Don't you think you're rushing this?" "No. It's better than failing due to a lack of commitment." Mr. Elroy says that nothing happened, meaning, saying that nothing happened means that there are no dangerous incidents in the last 10 of the 15 days he'll be able to use his skill. I see. If you were to turn back time for 5 days, fail, and something were to happen during one of the 10 days he's able to use his skill, unable to, he wouldn't be able to come back at all. No, actually. Morlo Elroy would be able to come back, but then the neurotoxin would kill him where he stood. I see. Oh, wait, what? Oops, it was Medan who said that. No wonder it sounded so morbid. However, our 5-day gap is still a threat to us. I'm gonna have to ask for a reduction in his usage limit to once every 10 days. I'll pass that up to the top. It's time you headed along. This experiment, too. It's all to decrease the danger of what we're going to embark on, isn't it? It is, and I must be going. Oh, it's you? Hello. I know. You don't need to glare at me like that. I know what I'm doing. I just used Mr. Elroy like a tool. Just like a tool. The one you use, not caring whether it breaks or not. One that can die to the neurotoxins with 0 repercussions. I know what's going on. That's what Mr. Elroy always says. It's no lie either. That takes some of the burden of guilt off of me. But it doesn't change the meaning behind my actions. It's always been this way. And it continues with what I'm about to embark on, of what I'm sure. Nah. Ah! It's been months, right? After... Dog. Thank God. Miss Respector, nice to see you. Doug, have you been a good boy? Yeah. I just read a book that was this thick. Here, look at the drawings I made. Oh, look at this. It's a tree, and this cake was delicious. Envy you. But the book wasn't all that interesting, even though it was written by my famous author. Yeah, and, you know, most of the Sonic games aren't really good even though being made by the same developers. Shut up, I know what I'm saying. And yes, I'm a Sonic fan. So it's like Sonic fan versus Sonic fans. Except I'm willing to die standing on this hill. I'm willing to fight for what I said, and I'm willing to lose that fight because I'm kind of a pussy. Back to talking about books. I guess I'll eventually get used to this meaningless banter. At least it's not video games. I mean, they don't exist yet. Of course the book wasn't interesting. Any violent or titillating content would have been censored out of it. Oh boy. The stories you tell are much more interesting. What sort of case did you solve today? Alrighty then. The story I have to tell today is about a theft. Come on, theft again? It's London. It's either theft or stabbing. Come on. The murder mysteries are so much more fun. If only you knew. Doug. Ah. Oh man. What did I tell you the last time? Murders are things that murders are things that shouldn't be happening in real life. Yes, and people killing people is something we should be sad about. After all, we will be unable to meet those people again for the rest of our natural lives. When I die, it'll be off to the land in the sky for me. Unless you do some unethical shit. Then you won't be able to see me until it's your time to be off to heaven. I don't want that. Right. That's why we should hope that murders don't actually occur. That's why talking about or even recalling murders isn't a thing we should be doing. Not ever. But like, even fake ones? Like, if you're calling fake murders a bad thing, then you should probably, I don't know, make a strike against Ace Attorney for popularizing that shit. You know, Sherlock Holmes. Murder is only a thing for the imaginations of evil people. It's something that doesn't and shouldn't happen in the real world. Right, I'm sorry. It's fine. From now on, just be a good kid. Doug, you keep working on that. A laugh. This kid, who's done nothing wrong, is told to work harder at repressing his thoughts, and then he laughs about it. And here I am, relieved to hear that laughter, as if the kid in front of me is some sort of unimaginable time bomb. He is. Besides, today's case was no ordinary theft. Wow! The royal jewels, passed down from generation to generation, were stolen. Whoa, did you get them back? Well, what do you think happened? This is my new daily routine. I've got to talk about events that never happened and place myself in the hero's roles in this story. In these stories. I've got to create these lessons and teach them as if they were the truth. All to this boy who I helped locked away. I don't know. My England is horrible. And so is my reading. Back then, I said I'd move toward the truth, but now I'm the one depending on a pack of lies. Now, even if that person were standing within arm's reach, I could do nothing but admit I was wrong. Every time I come down here, I totally and completely understand why the sergeant made her choice. Now, in this whole world, lies are the answer. Alright, that should do it for the preparations. The esteemed detective has returned. Welcome back. From the look of her, she seems like she wrapped up her case all right. No, I really do believe my talents are just late to show themselves. All this time, I've been a lump of protein shifting around in a cocoon. However, right when the student I suspected started talking about a plaster bust, it came to me. There was white powder on the victim's shoes. That's all based on the advice note gave her. There was only one truth and nothing but the truth. Have you packed your things? Indeed, and I'm ready to set off. I see. Well, don't you be worrying about us. The grey matter in my brain has all begun to awaken. Seeing you guys so confident in this makes me feel relieved. My concerns instead rest with... notes? Indeed. He's been rather fidgety of late. I'm worried he's going to burn himself out. I've tried my best to put his mind at ease, but I don't think it was enough. It's too big a job for me. Of course it is. There's only one person who can give advice to someone as insanely stubborn as Notes. I'm already aware, but said person... knock knock, excuse me. Huh? Freya, what are you doing here? Dear me, must we be so cold? We're all in the same boat as colleagues once more, are we not? You're right. We've always been in the same boat this whole time. I'm the one who's been ignorant to that fact for 2 years now. Ahem. No need to go that far. I even got you a gift. A gift? Information on Pandoria Redfins. I'll have you know, it was hard to get a hold of. How were you supposed to know she'd run down a path our skills couldn't track her through? In the end, it was just legwork that managed to turn up a clue. Your previous sergeants got on a boat and headed for Charlestown Harbor, though that was 20 days ago now. Even though there's a big enough city that way, the Bureau's presence there is rather lacking, so it's going to take some time to track her down. In the end, there's nothing better than some good old-fashioned Bureau boots on the ground. Huh? What's wrong? What do you think? Will it be okay to pass this on to Note? If Note were to meet up with Pandy, we don't need a repeat on what's already happened, but there's no way we're gonna hide this from him. You're right. What is it? Is there something between Detective Case and Redfins? Oh, yes, there is. I mean, no. No, don't tell me. Are you serious? Unlike what appearances would suggest, the kid's a pro. Right, that must be why he asked me to look for passage back to North America, huh? What was that? Case asked for a favor. He said that there was a good chance that the old sergeant was going to make her escape to somewhere of significance. He said we should look in New Mexico since that's his home state. So he's a Latino? Note said that? He said if we were to find her, that we should refrain from violence, but he doesn't actually think we'll be able to track her down. What a jerk. Are we worrying about this too much? In the end, our new sergeant is never one to act out of moderation. All done? Chief, were you waiting for me? Since you hadn't arrived, Thena and Brian were just sitting there, staring at the food in front of them. I was about to starve alongside them, so I figured I'd come to escort you there myself. I see. Then we should be off. This work with Doug. Are you gonna keep it going? I told you before, there are many people besides you qualified for the job. Anytime you want to stop. Still, the cabinet secretary assigned the job to me. I think perhaps he's trying to crack my moral code with it. As I lied to the kid I locked up in the first place, I supposed to realize my own complacency in all this? It's like he's saying, if you love the truth so much, go ahead and tell Doug a single time. After all, my tendency to pursue the truth, start to finish, can only be viewed as a threat by that man. I don't really understand, but if you know all this, why continue? I could probably stop meeting Doug face to face like that, and at least until I get my thoughts in order, I could put off meeting up with our old sergeant. Even with my eyes closed, I could still get where I needed to go if my feet would carry me. Yet I can't change my path, and I can't change who I am. Thus, I have no reason to continue on any further. But this is no problem that can be solved by you alone making a change. That's why we must change the world itself. But if we were to do that, we'll be playing right into the cabinet secretary's hand, and that's rather upsetting in its own right. Seriously, I wish you wouldn't blow things out of proportion like that. After all, I'm a rather small piece on this board. Yet, you're the best chief I've known. Considering who you have to compare me to, excuse me if I don't jump for joy. Let's just go and eat. Let's? What's on the menu? Herring pie and chocolate braised eggplant. Dear God. Why? Because a certain person agreed with wanting to eat something besides chips or Indian. I was joking, you know. They took you at your word, Sergeant. Low-key want to try that, though. Wait, what? That's all for my report. Anchor cautious Brian. He just left for the airport. I see. I hope he's able to find what he's looking for. It won't be easy alone. Sending a larger dispatch would have drawn too many eyes, and they have limited mobility. It'd be far more effective to leave this to the hands of one man with a knack for investigations, such as Brian. We're gonna need more materials to finish the project. After all, Nortrick's abilities as a David are strictly limited to computations. He has no ability to gather new information for himself. For the role, we're gonna need a new David. You hear me? Don't get yourself caught up in all these strange happenings over nothing. Your job is to find that person. You think me that untrustworthy? Brian, if you're in line at the airport and a lost someone comes up to you and asks for help, what are you going to do? Help them, of course. See? Look! Couldn't you have at least lied to me? But the person may have an important event on their itinerary that they can't afford to miss. You've got to stifle all of that! Is that really how you want to begin this new adventure of yours? Besides, you've got to find this David or whatever, then rush back to help. I understand. Indeed, consider it a promise then. Out of all the things I realized after coming here, one of the most prominent is that the world as we know is more than a record than people would like to think. I already think it as a shipwreck. Okay? I'm sure of something else. That's not because of phenomena. No. Even without the staffers, there is discrimination in this world. Without skills, we still have waves and waves of unhappy people. Even if the phenomena were to disappear, the world would still be messy and irrational. Facts. However, as long as phenomena and the Noahs exist, I have no choice but to continue spouting lies, and I can't face the sergeant. And all of this, if all of this is because the world has been turned on its head, if I'm going to reach my hand out to her, I need to change the world in at least one way. So will you wait for me just a little longer? Wait until I get rid of Mana. I'm not stopping. I just need the slightest bit of time to prepare. I'll be faster than everyone else. And I will come to you. Wow. That was... Now that was great. But I wish... Okay, if you ask for my honest opinion... okay, side story here. It feels appropriate because it does feel like a side story. It delved into the past. For case 3, delved into Thena and Brian's past, to flesh them out as characters or dig into the history or whatever you want to call it. That is side story. This is not a side story. Nah. It should have been something else. Maybe a bonus event or maybe end? I feel like for this, it should have had like this over here, like next, like after you complete case 5, next, and then it leads you to like a question mark and begin. And then you click that, and then it's this. I feel like it should have been that. Because what this was is... It feels like... it feels like the last episode of Sonic Battle. The game. So in the last episode of Sonic Battle, what happens is Emerald, the robot, goes around and sees Sonic and friends once more before going up to face Eggman, which is reminiscent in this case to Brian bringing Note around to see all the past cases like the circus, the creature facility, the mansion, all of that. It feels reminiscent of that. Because in the Emerald episode, you're like kind of sad, but also like happy that you're like visiting everyone. It has a uplifting spirit. And then, oh man, and then this went beyond that. It went beyond a look at this, look at what you've done in the whole story. It built up to something else. And in the last episode of Sonic Battle's case, it was to build up to a final boss battle, and then one of the saddest boss fights, that I've played, especially back in the day, which led to a very sad ending. In fact, that was the first game I ever cried to, but that's not important. What I wanted to say is, in this case, the beginning was like visiting the past prime suspects, and then afterwards meeting, then I think the tone changed when he went to the underground, because it shows what Notes has been doing. It shows how he changed and the doubts that he didn't want to follow Redfins at first, but now he felt like he should have, or he understands why she did what she did. And then after that, it was to build on the sequel. So I think Notes working to eliminate Mana, and Brian going to find a new David, and he's going to a different country. So if you ask me, the sequel might be a different investigations group. They solve cases, and then Brian catches wind of it, and then goes see what's going on. Like, this group is solving these cases in a manner that strikes up attention, or in a way rather known, like they're famous or infamous for it. And then Brian catches wind, and then the protagonist of the next game is the next David. I mean, on one hand, that's pretty cool. On the other, it's quite sad because no more Notes. And no more Thena. God, I'll miss Thena. And I miss Redfins already. And the spin-off, I don't know how the spin-off I don't know how the spin-off fits in the whole lore. I think it's called Stafford Reborn, so I guess after a short break, I'm gonna give that game a try. And then afterwards, I don't know, play something else. I'm actually looking forward to this game called Dreamed Away. It's just, when is it coming out? I really want to play it. Anyway, so yeah, this is the end of Stafford Case. It was a really great game. I liked the gameplay because it felt like I was a detective, and the only thing I didn't like was how the relationship it built up between Notrick and Redfins wasn't built up enough, to warrant that kind of relationship. I felt like it should have had more moments. The music was great, but some of it got me copyright claimed. So, shit, And, I didn't like the art style at first. I thought it looked AI generated, but as time went by, passed by, whatever, I don't know, I got used to it, and then I started to like it. And especially the illustrations of this game are beautiful. So, yeah, that's it for Stafford Case. That's it, start to finish. With a little bit of the sides. I can't wait for the next game. Actually, I can, but just a bit excited. With that being said, so if you want me to play a game, while waiting for everything, in between Dreamed Away, and maybe in between Stafford Case and Stafford Reborn, you want me to try a game? Just type it in the comments, Hopefully it's not too long. I mean, if it is, then I'll just make it a stream instead of a playthrough like this. I'm too lazy to like edit stuff now. Like if it's too long, then I can't, you know. Like my Ace Attorney playthrough is like 40 plus episodes, and that's not even the third game. So by then it'll be like 60 plus episodes. I want to make it a stream, but like at the same time, nah. But if it's something like Pokemon or maybe what's that game? Oh yeah, Yokai Watch 3, I don't know, where it's like super duper long, then nah, I'm streaming it. Shut up. You're gonna have to raw dog that playthrough. I don't care. It's too much. It's too much. So that's if you have any complaints about these videos, you know, you can also say that. Hey, comments are comments, you know. Good, bad, doesn't matter. And yeah, I'm gonna miss this for a while. I'm gonna miss this. It's not like A Space for the Unbound where it's like, damn, this is gonna stick with me for the rest of my life. But I mean, it's not a bad game, and I enjoyed my time with it. The time is a lot longer than you think, by the way, because I spent a lot of time on like those investigation sections, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, enough blabbing, enough yapping, enough beating around the bush, or beating the bush, I don't know. Thank you so much for watching my full playthrough of Stafford Case. And have a very good night.